Coming to the most awaited topic in this chapter, proxy. As we covered this term in so many topics like quorum, valid requisites of valid meeting, we come across this term, right? Now here I am going to give the detailed explanation of the proxy. Proxy means is a person appointed by a member of a company to attend and vote on his behalf as per his direction at a meeting of a company. Now this is the meaning according to the act. Now listen carefully. Proxy is a person. Take proxy is a person named as Mr. B. Okay, so Mr. B appointed by a member. Now who is this member? I am going to give the member name as A. Okay, so Mr. A appointed Mr. B. Mr. B is appointed by Mr. A. Can you understand? So B appointed by a member of a company. So Mr. A is belong to the company, but is Mr. B belong to this company? Is it given here? No. So he is outsider. Is a person which is not belong to the company. Okay. So proxy is a person appointed by a member of a company. Mr. A is a member of a company to attend. So why Mr. A is appointing Mr. B? What is the reason? What is the objective of him? To attend and vote on his behalf. To attend and vote on his behalf. On his behalf means his is here member. What Mr. B has to do? What is the obligation of Mr. B which is given by Mr. A? On behalf of A, Mr. B has to attend and vote as per his direction. Again, who is his? His again here is a member only. His direction at a meeting of the company. So at the meeting of a company, the member of the company can appoint another person to attend and vote on his behalf, on the member's behalf. Understand? So that person can be called as proxy. So again I am repeating. See, at the meeting of the company, if the member of a company appointed another person on his behalf to attend and vote on the meeting, that person can be called as proxy. Okay. Now coming to the meaning given according to SS. SS is nothing but secretarial standards. What do you mean by secretarial standards? It's a new term, I guess. Secretarial standards. Secretarial standards is nothing but these are standards given according to the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, ICSI. Okay, according to ICSI, it has issued some secretarial standards. What are the standards that they have to maintain to disclose the information for the compliance of the company? All these things has mentioned in the secretarial standards. Okay, so it provides in generally I can say that if the law is not clear, okay, the law is not clear regarding some terms, so here the secretarial standards provides a clarity on them. It provides some clarity regarding that. Okay, so these standards are issued by ICSI. Now according to that, SS2, the second standard of secretarial standards, states that proxy means an instrument in writing signed by a member authorizing another member, whether a member or not, to attend and vote on his behalf at a meeting, the person so appointed by a member. Understand? Lot of difference between meaning and the definition, right? Meaning is easy to understand, but definition is not clear according to the act. So let's have the detailed explanation of this definition. Proxy means, here we discuss, is a person. What is another term of understanding here? It is definition, right? Definition says that proxy means an instrument. It is called as an instrument in writing because that instrument showing some information regarding a person. Okay, so proxy means an instrument in writing signed by a member. So here in the previous example take Mr. A, right? So here also member means Mr. A only. What he is doing? He is writing an instrument and he is signing, okay, and authorizing another person. So he is also what he is signing, he is giving some authority and he is signing. So authorizing another person. Who is that another person? Mr. B is a proxy. Another person, whether a member or not. So what do you mean by whether a member or not? A proxy can be a member of a company or can be an outsider also. Cannot be a member of a company. So member or not. Okay. So why he is authorizing that person? To attend and vote on his behalf. This we already discussed in the meeting. What is the objective given to that outsider by the member of the company? To attend and vote. Here also same. To attend and vote on his behalf at a meeting. The persons who are appointed by the member. So who is appointing that member? The member only appointing that member. Okay. The persons who are appointed by a member. Member is appointing that person. So that person can be called as a proxy, and the authority given to that person in instrument in writing, that instrument can also be called as a proxy. So here proxy is having two meanings. Proxy can be a person and proxy can be instrument in writing which shows the authority of that person to cast vote on behalf of a member of a company. Okay, understand? Next is resolutions. Resolution is nothing but, see, generally we discussed about special resolution, ordinary resolution in the chapter 1, 2, 3, I guess, in unit 1, unit 2, unit 3. All the things I explained, this is going to explain in the next chapter, next chapter, next chapter. Now that day has come now. Resolutions means it is a formal decision of a meeting on any proposal presented before it. Okay, so what do you mean by resolution? It is a decision taken at the meeting, a formal decision of a meeting on any proposal presented before it. Before it means before the meeting. Before it means before the meeting. In the meeting, if you are presenting any proposal, you want to take any decision on that, that decision, that formal decision is nothing but resolution. Okay. It is an expression of the will of the members present at a meeting. So whoever present in the meeting, they are showing their opinion, right? They are showing their will. So if they are showing and the resolution can get passed, they have taken the decision. So that is nothing but the expression. Their expression can also be called as the resolution. If the resolution is passed, it binds all the members of the company, whether they voted for or against it or did not attend the meeting. So here resolution is passed. Suppose the resolution is passed, it binds all the members of the company. It binds all the members of the company means everyone is liable for that, everyone is responsible for that. They should bound according to that. So they should accept. If the resolution is passed, means they should accept. It is no matter, it is not whether they have casted their vote, whether they are against it, whether they did not attend the meeting. If the resolution passed, it binds to all the members. Take an example of our elections only. We have the elections, right? We have the elections to elect the members. So here, what if the people, if all the adults who are having the majority age, they are having the right to vote. What if they are not voting to the particular party? What if they are voting against to the particular party? What if they are casting their vote for the party? Three things: for the party, against the party, did not attend the voting. So three things. Based on all these things, voting is done. Okay, counting is done, and they have given the name who are elected. Okay, so that party is nothing but they have taken the charge of the government. So all the public, all the general public in the country should bind that party only, should bind that person as a prime minister, that person as a minister. Yes or no? Because they are the ruling party, they became ruling party for the country. Okay, so here also same, no matter if the members are voting uh, for the particular decision or against the decision, against the meeting, or did not attend the meeting, once the resolution passed means everyone has to bind according to the resolution. That's it. Okay, so that is the power given according to the resolution. So it is a formal decision taken by the members, no matter whether they have voted for or against or did not attend the meeting. Once the resolution is passed means all the members of the company should bind according to the decision given by the board. Okay, next is coming kinds of the resolution. Kinds of the resolution means types we are having. In that we are having two types, that is ordinary resolution and special resolution. OR is nothing but ordinary resolution, SR is nothing but special resolution. We generally discuss this term to take any decision, special resolution should be passed, ordinary resolution should be passed. We discuss these things in unit 2 and unit 3, I guess. Okay, for appointment of any persons, appointment of auditor, or you can say alteration of the share capital, reduction of the share capital, a resolution should be passed. We came through all these things. Now listen to the detailed explanation of the resolutions. First is ordinary resolution. Under that, listen here, it is said to be ordinary resolution if it fulfills the following. So when can you say it is an ordinary resolution and when can you say it is a special resolution? So for that we are having some conditions to fulfill. If the resolution fulfills the following condition, then only it is called as ordinary resolution. And for special resolution also we are having some conditions, and if that resolution passes special conditions, then only it is called as special resolution. Okay, so first condition under ordinary resolution is notice of resolution specify the intention to propose it as an ordinary resolution. OR means ordinary resolution. So notice of the resolution should specify, notice should be given, and it has to specify the intention to propose it as an ordinary resolution. Okay, next is if it required simple majority of votes validly cast. For that you need to understand the meaning of simple majority. Simple majority means a resolution is said to be passed by simple majority if the votes cast in favor of the resolution exceeds the votes against the resolution. So here see, members are there in the meeting and see for the resolution, in favor of resolution, for votes are 100, against votes are 99. So what is the difference here? Only one vote, and that one vote is only deciding whether the resolution is passed or not passed. Okay, so see here, in favor of the resolution votes exceeds the votes against the resolution. Now here check the example, is the votes against, is the votes for exceeds the against votes or not? Yes, it is exceeded. The against votes, for votes are increased compared to the against votes, they are having the higher value. What is a big difference here? Only one vote, but still the resolution can get passed ordinarily with the simple majority. So that the difference for even one vote also called as a simple majority, it is not as high majority. What if see here 99 are against him and for votes are 1000. Now can you compare the difference? It from 1 it became to hundreds, it is became. Okay, so that is nothing but high majority. But to pass a ordinary resolution, what is a majority needed? Only simple majority is needed. That is nothing but vote cast in favor of the resolution exceeds the votes against the resolution. Okay. business may be transacted by way of ordinary resolution. Which means what are the dealings can be done with the way of ordinary resolution, by passing ordinary resolution. First is rectification of the name of the company. Suppose the name of the company is not correct, or if the name of the company resembles the other company name, then the name has to be rectified, the name has to be corrected. For that, ordinary resolution has to be passed. Next, alteration of share capital. Alteration of share capital if it is increased and consolidated only. Okay, we are having consolidation of the share capital, increase in the share capital. Okay, for that increase only ordinary resolution can be passed, that is enough. But for reduction of the share capital, generally special resolution has to be passed. Okay, next, declaration of the dividend. To declare the dividend, ordinary resolution has to be passed. Appointment of auditor of the company, again ordinary resolution. Next, appointment of the director to fill the vacancy caused by the retirement. So, suppose any director is retiring, so that position will be vacated, right? So to fill up that vacancy arised or caused out of the retirement, then the appointment of director has to be taken according to the ordinary resolution. Next is appointment of managing director and or whole time director, MD or WTD, which means managing director or whole time director. Whole time director or managing director is nothing but they are spending their whole time for the to be in the position of the director. Okay, they are fulfilling their obligation as a director in the whole time. Okay, that is nothing but whole time director. The last is consent to make contribution in a financial year in excess of 5% of the net profits of the company to charitable and other funds. Okay, to make the contribution to the charitable and other funds in the excess of 5% of the net profit, but for that to contribute to this charitable, that ordinary resolution has to be passed to get the consent of the members. Okay, so these are the general list where they can discuss and they can pass the ordinary resolution. Next is special resolution. Special resolution is nothing but it should be registered with the registrar. Now see here, special resolution is also a notice, ordinary resolution is also a notice. But what is the difference here is ordinary resolution may or may not be registered with the registrar. Okay, but here special resolution should always be registered with the registrar if it is passed. Once a special resolution is passed means that has to be registered with the registrar. It is compulsory. Now see, to say it is a special resolution, it has to satisfy some conditions. What are the conditions? First is notice of the resolution specify the intention to propose it as special resolution, SR. It should notify, it should specify it is a special resolution first. They have to specify, same as ordinary. If it is ordinary, they have to specify it is ordinary, right? So if it is special, they have to specify it is a special resolution. And intimation given to the members of the resolution. So the members should also know whether it is a special resolution they are taking or ordinary resolution they are passing. They should know, they should intimate, they should be intimated. Next, text of the special resolution is given in the notice of the meeting. Text of the special resolution means special resolution word should be indicated in the notice of the meeting. We have already gone through the notice of the meeting, right? Notice of the meeting should contain date, place. So in that notice, see, in that notice specify the nature of meeting. In that they have to mention whether they are going to pass ordinary resolution or special resolution. Okay, next, passing of the resolution requires support of 3/4 majority of votes. This is a major difference between ordinary resolution and special resolution. See the term here, 3 times of the votes casted against the resolution, 3/4. So the votes cast in favor of the resolution are not less than 3 times number of votes casted against the resolution. So four parts are there. One part is against the resolution, remaining three parts are for the resolution. So in this term you can say the resolution is passed specially, special resolution is passed. Okay, which means it should have the majority of votes, not simple majority but high majority should be there. Take an example of the 100 votes, 100 members are there, out of that 75 members are for the resolution, remaining 25 members are against the resolution. Now what is the difference for and against? It is 50 members are more for the for or in favor of the decision, in favor of the resolution. So this should be needed, then only you can say the resolution is passed under special resolution, otherwise it is not passed. What if out of 100 only 55 are for and 45 are against, then now the numbers are changed. Now can you say 3/4 majority is there? No, you cannot say. So like that, if the 3/4 majority of votes are there for the or support the resolution or in favor of the resolution, then only the resolution can be passed, otherwise not. So that is a way of special resolution to be passed. Now under that, take a note of it. The chairman of the meeting does not enjoy the power of casting vote in case of special resolution. This is again another difference of ordinary and special resolution. In ordinary resolution, generally the chairman can cast his vote for or against, anything he can do. He can be for or he can be against of the resolution, against of the decision. But what if in the special resolution the chairman cannot vote, he cannot enjoy, he does not enjoy the power of casting vote, he cannot be enjoy, only has to conduct the meeting as a chairman, but he cannot cast the vote for or against. So under ordinary resolution we discussed what are the business has to be transacted. Same wise we are having business may be transacted by way of special resolution. Another first is alteration of object clause in memorandum of association. So if the company want to change or alter the object clause in memorandum of association, the company has to pass the special resolution in the board meeting. Okay, so 3/4 members of the meeting has to be in favor of the decision, then only the alteration of the object clause can be done, otherwise it cannot be done. Next is change of RO. What do you mean by RO? Registered office. Change of registered office from one state to another. If they want to change, if the company wants to change the registered office from one state to another, I said it is yes, they can do. But how they can do? Only thing they have to pass is special resolution. Okay. Next is a change of the name of the company with the approval of central government. Central government has to give the approval for the change of the name of the company. So for that also special resolution has to be passed. Next, issue of further shares to the existing shareholders. SH means shareholders, plural of shareholders, SHS. Okay. So issuing of further shares is nothing but rights issue. Remember, rights issue we discussed. Rights issue generally for the issue of the shares or further shares to the existing shareholders only, but not to the new shareholders. It is not a public issue, it is only issue of the shares for the existing shareholders. So for the issue of the further shares to the existing shareholders, special resolution has to be passed. Next is reduction of share capital. To reduce the share capital, special resolution has to be passed. Next is increase in the number of directors. Suppose you want to increase the number of directors. What is the maximum number of directors in a company according to the Act? 15. Okay, we discussed in this chapter only, go through that. So 15 directors are there. Now suppose a company needs another directors, additional directors. Can they increase the number? Yes, they can increase the number, but only with the help of special resolution. The members of the company has to take the special resolution to increase in the number of directors, then only they can increase the number of directors. The last is voluntary wind up. Suppose the company want to voluntarily wind up their business, they have to pass the special resolution. 3/4 members has to be in the favor of that decision, otherwise the resolution cannot be passed. Now the last topic from this chapter is minutes of meeting. Minutes of meeting means, see the meaning given. Minutes means a formal written record of the proceedings for a meeting which is either in physical or electronic form. So meeting means a formal written record. What are the things they are discussing, what are the proceedings are there in the meeting according to the agenda, that has to be recorded, that has to be written and recorded either in physical form or written form. That is called as minutes. Collecting the information or recording the information of the proceedings of the meeting is called minutes. Okay, so suppose you are attending a meeting and whatever they are discussing and whatever they are going order in the agenda, suppose if you are framing or noting all the things according to the meeting, that is nothing but minutes of the meeting. Okay, now how you can record that? You can record in the written form, that is physical or electronic form. Next we are having minute book. Minute book is nothing but minutes are recorded in a minute book. Generally the minutes will record in a book, okay, whether it is electronic or physical mode, in a minute book. So it means a book maintained in physical or electronic form for the purpose of recording of minute. So for the purpose to record the meetings, if you are maintaining any book, that book can be called as minute book. Okay, next is, it is mandatory for every company to keep books containing minutes of meetings of directors as well as members. Okay, so it is very compulsory for every company to keep the books containing the minutes of the meeting. They have to maintain the book, okay, and they have to keep a record of all the minutes of meeting books. Okay, meetings of the directors as well as meeting of the members, both they have to have a record. That is a mandatory thing, needs to be done by the company. Next is methods of recording meetings. How they can record the minutes, how they can record the proceedings of the meetings. First is, we are having the methods according to that. First is minutes of resolutions. Minutes of resolution means generally they will start with this, it is resolved that. They use the word as it is resolved that. It is resolved that, and they can mention what are the things that spoke on the meeting. Okay, they phrase the word, it is resolved that, and they'll write like this, just like direct and indirect speech in the English. Okay, and the next is minutes of narration. Minutes of narration means whatever they discussed, they narrated in their own way. Okay, that is the second method is to be done, and it cannot be started as it is resolved that. It is just like a narrated part, a summary of it. And the last is combination of minutes of resolution as well as narration. So combination of first and second method. So it is a combination of both methods. It is started with it is resolved that, and it is give the summary of the meetings, summary of the proceedings of the meeting, summary of the minutes. So both combination is there. So totally we are having 3 methods to record the minutes. First is recording of the resolution, that is it is resolved that. Next is minutes of narration, narration of the proceedings, that is summary of the proceedings. And the last is combination of both. It can be combined in the both way, like they can mention in the resolutions and they can mention in the form of narration also. With this we completed the whole chapter regarding the directors and the meetings, resolution and everything.